The arteries of empire. How Roman aqueducts and roads built a civilization. The Roman Empire was forged by more than just the sword. It was held together by stone, water, and the unyielding genius of Roman engineering. From the dusty hills of Hispania to the bustling heart of Rome, two inventions carried the empire's lifeblood: aqueducts and roads. They were more than infrastructure, were tools of domination, civilization, and identity. The very veins and arteries of Rome itself. The genius of Roman aqueducts. Harnessing the flow of civilization in a world where disease often followed stagnant water in cities, rose and fell based on access to fresh springs, Rome achieved the unthinkable. It built rivers across the sky. Aqueducts were marvels of precision. They brought clean, fresh water from distant mountains directly into Roman cities. Sometimes over 50, even 60 miles away, without motors, without pumps, just gravity, stone, and brilliant design. To the average Roman citizen, water flowed so effortlessly they hardly gave it a second thought. But behind that luxury was a feat of near miraculous planning. Roman engineers trained in the art of surveying and construction calculate subtle gradients, sometimes just a few centimeters per kilometer, to ensure a steady, downhill flow from source to city. The structures they built were elegant and robust. Tall stone arches marched across valleys like skeletons of stone giants. Underground tunnels snaked silently through mountains. Covered channels protected water from contamination and evaporation. And the water didn't just go to fountains and homes, it fed massive public baths, luxurious gardens, even decorative waterfalls and aristocratic villas. Some aqueducts, like the Aqua Claudia and the Aqua Appia, supplied millions of gallons of water daily. The city of Rome, at its height, had over a dozen separate aqueducts feeding its thirsty population. A level of urban hydration not matched again until modern times. But this wasn't just about luxury. It was about control. Water meant health, prosperity, and life. By bringing it under the empire's authority, Roman aqueducts became tools of imperial stability. Wherever Rome went, clean water followed, a silent, flowing promise of Roman order and comfort. Even conquered peoples couldn't help but admire it. In many cases, the aqueducts outlasted the legions, and they inspired generations. Modern plumbing, sewage systems, and water distribution networks all owe a debt to Roman innovation. The simple idea of moving water with gravity, using precise gradients and durable materials, remains at the heart of civil engineering today. The Roman roads, paving the way to power. If aqueducts brought life to Rome, roads brought its might. All roads lead to Rome. More than a saying, it was a strategy. The Romans built over 400,000 kilometers of roads across their empire. With more than 80,000 kilometers paved in stone, no ancient civilization before them had dared to unify such a vast landscape so completely. Rome did it with a chisel and a vision. Roman roads were straight, durable, and built to last centuries. Engineers dug trenches, layered them with gravel and stone, topped them with tightly fitted paving stones, and cambered them for drainage. The result? Roads so strong that many are still visible and walkable today. But these weren't just highways. They were military corridors, economic lifelines, and instruments of Romanization. Soldiers could march quickly to distant rebellions. Merchants could trade efficiently across provinces. Ideas, language, and culture spread with every wagon wheel that rattled across Roman stone. The Via Appia, known as the Queen of Roads, stretched from Rome to the southern coast, a lifeline for armies and supplies. Other roads branched across Gaul, Britannia, and the east. Mile markers and rest stations gave travelers direction. Everything was measured from the Miliarium Aureum, the golden milestone in Rome's Forum, the symbolic center of the empire. To conquer land was one thing. To bind it together, that was Rome's true genius. Legacy and stone and dust together, aqueducts and roads built more than a city. They built a civilization. One carried water, the other carried people, armies, and ideas. They connected faraway provinces to the heart of Rome. They defined what it meant to be Roman, and remarkably, their influence remains. Modern engineers still marvel at their design. Cities still echoed the principles laid down 2,000 years ago. Some Roman aqueducts are still functional. Some Roman roads are still walked, still driven. Rome fell, but its foundations, quite literally, endure. In the end, the glory of Rome wasn't just in its legions or emperors. It flowed in the aqueducts, stretched across continents and stone-paved roads. Rome mastered not only how to build, but how to connect, to bring order from chaos, water from mountains, and distant worlds to the doorstep of empire. The genius of Roman engineering is that it wasn't just about solving problems. It was about shaping the future. In many ways, it still does.